Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Well, really good, really good.
Good, Andy. How are you?
Man, better than I deserve.
Good.
We're sitting here
That's
listening to the rain. So excuse that. It won't come out as bad when we actually do the editing. But really excited to see you guys. Thank you for making time to come out.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Well, appreciate your leadership. And we go way back, Dwayne. I actually was going to talk to you about doing some stuff with me with the school back in the day. And I know we had those conversations and you were kind of like, we'll think about it. But at the end of the day, I really respect you and all the different things that you've done in the community and seeing you grow over the last 10, 11 years since we met each other originally.
Yep.
It's been really cool, man, to see that journey and watch you do what you do professionally. And then Kyle, man, Bethel guys, born and bred as well here in Newton.
Yep.
And now serving in the president for the Junior Raider Football Club.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an amazing program. There's so many amazing things. And that's really the main reason we're here is to talk about the club, talk about our kiddos, and talk about where we're going and the vision that you guys have for the club. So I just want to kick off and first of all, how are things going, man?
Yeah, really well. So we started our registration process for our football. So we kicked that up about late spring and into summer as we kind of get going there. So we had a really good number. We just ended our cheerleader registration. We ended that July 1st, and we had a really good number. We think we had in the mid 30s, which is about what we had last year. So it's a really good solid number. And they've done some really good things with the cheer as far as they have a bake sale going on. Summer days, this might come out after that festival, but they're also taking part in the Harvey County parade and doing a lot of stuff there. And it helps build some camaraderie with them as well. And so that's really cool. Football, we're still going until August. We go till basically first week of practice, which is when we start up is, right in the first week of August. And, we're doing really well. We hope to hopefully get a little bit more, people involved and signed up and play. And this is kind of one of the reasons, why we're excited to do this is because it gives us a little bit of a different platform than us just posting on Facebook and doing emails and everything there. It's a little bit of a face and a voice for what we're doing here. So we're excited for it and we're right in the thick of it. And we're about ready to start a great season. We're in a great league with a lot of area teams, Valley Center, McPherson, Hutch, you name it, in the area, and we're playing them. So it's a lot of fun, and it starts a really good camaraderie process from when they're young too. I mean, we've done a really good job in trying to really focus on getting involved with the high school, and even to a certain extent too, getting with Bethel as well. And so we're hopeful that we get that level soon, but it's just kind of a little bit of a process to get there. So
it takes time, and you got to work out the weird kinks, right?
Sure.
Because I got to sit with Hoops, and we had our interview, and we talked about you guys a little bit during that podcast, and then we talked to Slade last week because I knew you guys were coming on, so I wanted to get with him a little bit and kind of check the temperature there. And I know he gets it, man. He's excited, and he wants to build for the future as well, and he understands like the main thing is the main thing, which is leadership skills and giving people tools to use throughout life, which is a big thing that football does. And a lot of people think we get caught up all the time with the wins and losses. And of course you want to win, right?
Of course. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's bigger stakes on the table that I understand that this club now with you guys and your leadership, not that it didn't before, but I wasn't involved and didn't really know the people that were operating it before, but knowing you guys and your group and some of the things we're doing with the Junior Raider Foundation and just hearing the changes. We had some conversations and you were talking about recruiting actively and some of the ideas you had. And I'm super excited about the new twists that you bring to the table.
Yeah, we're just trying different things. And at the end of the day, it's all about resources. So and one thing with the league or our club is that we all work, a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
And then we're still trying to do things on top of it. And so there's a lot of emails that get missed or a lot of text messages that get missed. But yeah, for the most part, we're trying to be in front of the school a little bit more, making sure that we can go to parent teacher conference just and let them know, hey, here's how we're doing it. Because in the past, we've never really had a platform. We have the Y, we have the rec and the clubs, and none of us are all together. So it's kind of really hard for us to hey, when you come to Newton, hey, where's the football club at? You're Googling every different thing, and those are things that we're trying to do. So a different twist, like you said, is what we're trying to get at.
That's awesome. Do you find it a little bit easier as you guys are navigating the waters to start setting up those? Because it takes time. You got to ask, and then they've got to do some checks and balances, and there's processes and systems that get put in place. And sometimes it's a little bit funky, I guess is the right word for it.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's new, it's different,
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and then there's a compliance side to it that we have to respect.
Right.
Right. So do you find it getting easier, or is it frustrating sometimes? How does that, as a leader standpoint, from you guys actually building and leading the way, what does that look like?
Yeah, so it's a really trial and error process. I mean, there's been times where we have started the process of getting in front in parent teacher conferences, like Dwayne said, doing all of that, and then by the time that actually comes along with the kind of the process that it takes of, hey, yeah, we have space for you here, we have space for you here, like Dwayne mentioned, there's times where we're all working and it's a scramble for us to get there. And parent teacher conferences, it's great, that they are able to do them into the evening, but in some cases they start right at 3 o'clock. And I'm working till 5. Dwayne's working later than that sometimes. Some nights, and traveling, and we have all of that we have to do too. So we're really trying to figure out a way to go about that. And so that's a really challenging part too, is making it to where it's a process to where we know, okay, we have this set up with the school district, with all the elementary schools that we have here in town. Of they are expecting us to come, and they're expecting us to be able to do this. They have a table for us. They know exactly what it's expected from us, and that's still something we're figuring out, because like Dwayne said, we didn't really have that.
Right.
It's one little step at a time as we kind of go with that, and that's the biggest thing that we always try to focus on. Is you don't want to bite off too much, that you can't chew, and but doing little steps at a time, as I think, is just a huge part there. And Dwayne's really done a great job with messaging schools and figuring out what we can do to get in front. And it's a collective effort by everybody. I mean, we have 8 to 9 people basically anytime on our board that are involved in doing this, and that's everybody chips in and tries to do their part, and that's what it's about. That's what Newton's about. That's what we're about. So.
Yeah, it's definitely all hands on deck. I mean, there's not one person on our board that won't sit there and go above and beyond and do anything we can to help get the numbers up, or just promote the club like it needs to be. So
that's huge. A couple things hit my mind as you're going through that. One, all your team is volunteers.
Correct.
And we keep fees down.
Yeah.
There's other communities that have high entry fee type systems, because right or wrong or indifferent, that's just the way it's been formatted, and a lot of people are going that way. A lot of people say football is kind of the last real thing that you don't turn into that, and there's a lot of value people are seeing in that because of the nature of the game. You can't go and play 5 games in a weekend. I mean, it's just a different type of game, right? And it's wear and tear on your body, and the way we train and practice, you can't really put that on an accelerator program on these kids' bodies, right? It's like picturing a kid every day for 5 days in a row. That's not a good idea to do to the kiddo, right? But one of the things I love about what you guys are doing is you're being very creative about trying to keep the fees down. We got a bunch of volunteers and volunteer coaches. We're not perfect, but we're getting better. And you guys are doing the best with the resources that you have. So how could people reach out to help you guys as far as resources are concerned, and businesses and donations? How does that work with you guys?
Yeah. So we offer a sponsorship program that we have, and we have a 4-tier sponsorship program. Starts at, I believe our lowest is $50 and we go up to $500. And so depending on what tier you're in, gives you certain little perks, I guess you could say. So like at one point, like our lowest tier is the $50 one, and you get a name on a shirt and you get recognized during games. And it just kind of goes up from there to where if you're a $500 sponsor, you become a title sponsor for our year-end tournament, which we call the Rail Yard Rumble, that we do the first weekend in November. You become a sponsor on our website. On our website down at the bottom, we'll put your logo down there. And you get to have a chance to set up a table at our games. So if you want to bring a table and try to get your business out there too. I mean, we have people that come through our doors or come through Fisher Field. We usually do four home games a year. You got to think there's 20 kids on a team, 40 parents basically that come for just one slot. Now, to keep in mind, we have 4 games per day.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are walking through a door, and we set you up right by the front gate. And I think that's just a huge thing. So we ask that you reach out through our Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Newton Railer Junior Football. We have an email that we use as well, which is railersjrfootball@gmail.com. Reach out to us there and we can get you the form to fill that out and get you all taken care of there. That's really the biggest thing, is because by doing those sponsorships too, it keeps those fees low. It gives the kids an opportunity to play.
Yes.
Right now, our price point, a $500 sponsorship gives us opportunity to pay 2 kids full. And so that is a huge thing for us to be able to let kids play. We understand it is a financial obligation and there is a part of that. And like you said, it is lower than maybe what some other sports may be because of it's a very limited season.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to buy a ton of equipment. We provide a helmet for you, a game jersey, game pants. You have to provide just some other things, cleats, a mouthpiece, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fairly minimal cost in the grand scheme of thing. You don't have to buy a bat. You don't have to do, so on and so forth there. And so business support for us is huge. And that is something that we've really started just this last year. So the 2022 season was really the first year that we did it. And we hope that that continues to grow. We've had new sponsors this year that we did not have last year. And so that's a really big, really big point for us, is to continue to grow that, because that gives us an opportunity to keep that price lower,
right,
and be able to also promote businesses that are in Newton that, that are helping support us. We get the opportunity to support them right back.
That's huge. What I'm going to do is make sure I put those links underneath.
Yeah.
So when there people are watching this, they'll have the links
Absolutely.
to your Facebook page and places to go to donate. And so my business buddies out there and friends, and I'll lead the way by making sure that I jump on there and do something. That's really exciting. Another thing is we're attached together through the Newton Railer Foundation, where I get to see you sometimes on Saturday. I know you've been there before too. And the heads that are coming together in that room, and some of the heartfelt conversations we're having about trying to have these kind of grandiose goals, if you will, with trying to figure out how can we get these fees negated through service and work and being creative with our community. But also not just having a handout, but figuring out how we can pitch back in to earn all that, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a process, as you know. Yeah. Anything great takes time.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about these pieces. So what do your teams look like? What ages do you start, and how far do you go?
Yeah, so our general rule that we're doing, which can always be bent a little bit, but we start with 2nd grade. So entering 2nd grade, we have a combination team, a 2nd and 3rd grade team that plays. And so we're divided up into 4 teams. So we have a 2nd and 3rd grade team. We have a 4th grade team going into 4th grade, going into 5th grade, and then going into 6th grade. That's what we serve on our football side. Now, our cheer side, we can't go up to 8th grade because they don't offer a cheer program through the middle school. So it gives them an opportunity to be able to do that throughout middle school as well. Football stops at 6th grade because we have the middle school program, which has been kind of redefined and tweaked. Starting last year, Coach Slay did a great job of bringing in some fresh faces with that, and really being able to hopefully carry on, success that we have at our youth level and can carry on into high school. Because that's, I think, the biggest thing is we are a feeder program for Newton High School, football and cheer. We're involved with them. We are a feeder program. We're not, we're our own thing here. We like to try to do our own thing, but we try to mimic and try to do what they're doing too. Yeah. And I think that's just a huge thing. So anybody 2nd grade up until 6th grade for football, and then even up until 8th grade for cheer, is more than welcome to come out, give us a shot, shoot us an email, give us, a Facebook message, whatever it may be. And then we can figure out things that we can do to make that work. And kind of like what we were just saying, is the financial obligation of that can be a little high. We do offer scholarships as well. So we have sponsorships, but then we have scholarships that also give money off of a registration price, which makes it more affordable. We offer payment plans to where they can pay throughout basically the summer and into the season. And so, but yeah, we're serving the community 2nd grade, basically up until 8th grade, for in the general scheme. So
yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about Coach Slade and some of what his vision is too, and connecting with you guys. And that's kind of like the mothership. And I'm glad you made it plain, as it's a feeder program. We know that it's a small community. We've got to stick together and figure out how to get better. I truly believe that we have the best amongst us right here in our own community. A lot of times we like to look outside of this place for guidance and for the professionals, not realizing that we have everything we need right here. And we've got them in multiples, and our kids are great athletes. I heard from a coach that was at a camp here recently. A few years ago, he was like, "Man, you guys have some thoroughbreds out there," and they weren't as pumped about the outlook and maybe what they saw as performance wise.
Yeah.
This last year, I had a bunch of coaches out here the other day. We had a birthday party for one of my buddies that coaches out in Wichita, who will be on this show soon. And he says, "What's going on in Newton? Something's happening. Things are changing.
Yeah.
The team looked different."
Yeah.
And that's really exciting for me to hear. And so that's a byproduct of what you guys are doing and what Coach Slade is doing, which is building into you guys. And I'm really excited to see how Coach Stokes and Slade and you guys all come together to start creating that band, if you will, that orchestra, where we can really just raise good people.
Yeah.
The main goal is the main thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's raise good leaders and good future leaders. Most of our kiddos will not step on a college ball field. Very, very few that come through here will be a professional ball player, but all of them can be leaders in their community, and all of them will serve somewhere at some capacity. And knowing that and understanding what leadership looks like at all levels, that kiddo on the bench could be one of the best executives we'll ever have around here. And that's where they'll get their goodies, and they'll get it from that platform. So in saying that, you played football?
I did.
And you played football.
Yep.
I would love to ask, I'll start with you, Dwane. What did football do for you, man?
It taught me integrity and accountability. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be accountable as a partner, as a player, as a teammate. I mean, you have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Not just your coaches holding you accountable, the other teammates. So then if you're not making the right block,
Yeah.
yeah. So accountability is probably the biggest one.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I would say teamwork's obviously on top of Dwane, but I think teamwork's the biggest thing, because I think football's one of the sport that requires all 11 to work together. Where baseball, sometimes just a great athlete can hit the ball, for a home run, and that counts for so much, but it can be such individualized. Basketball, yes, you have to work all together. There's 5 of you. Football, and you're on a much smaller field. Football, you have 11 people. You miss a block up on the front with an offensive lineman, your running back has nowhere to go, no matter how fast he is, no matter how agile he is or anything there. You have to work together. Everybody has to work in the same motion, doing the same thing at the same time for a common goal, which is to go score if you're on offense, or to stop them if you're on defense.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest thing for me, is it taught teamwork. I mean, some of my best friends that I have to this day are ones that I played in football with back in 7th grade, 8th grade, even back when I played in 4th grade, when it was the Newton Warrior program, and I was the original Warriors. I was not the red and gold. I was a red and black. We had mesh jerseys, black helmet with red face mask. We looked pretty sweet. And so, that's how long I've been in this community, man. Just playing football, and that's just teamwork is just the biggest thing. And
That's powerful.
yeah, it absolutely is. It's such an important sport.
Yeah, there's no matter which way you cut it, each sport you're going to have your characters. But in football, 11 offense, 11 defense, and then you've got other stuff that mix in there. You're going to have people on that team you don't like.
Yeah.
It's the way it works.
Right.
Yeah.
And in basketball, you're going to have that too sometimes, but you just don't have as many characters.
Correct.
It's a different feel.
Yeah.
But you will be guaranteed on a football team with that many dudes running around and the way we do what we do. And sometimes on purpose pissing people off.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. But you're just it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Right.
But you learn when you suit up and you go out there, that's your brother.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do it together.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing or no one that's gonna put their hands or touch or the culture that we know, because if you play, you know what that is. And it's a special thing, and you learn how to work with people maybe that you disagree with. But when it's time to get the job done, you learn to get it done. And those are powerful values that we instill and powerful things that we bring to the table as of people that are athletes that have been on a football team and been through that crucible. It gives you so many life lessons that, you don't have to like everybody, but you respect them.
Oh, yeah.
And you figure out how to do work together, especially when you don't want to. And that's a message that I want our community here to understand, man. Sometimes it's okay to disagree on things. Just respect the other person.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to be kumbaya and fake about it. But when we're working for the community, we got to get our jobs done. We got to let those walls come down.
Yeah.
And when it's time to suit up and get on the field, we need to play for the community.
Yeah.
And I hope that continues to carry through. And that's why I love our culture and the football community so much. Is I wouldn't be in Newton, Kansas if it wasn't for that. So thank God for football and all the men who helped raise me through that program, and
Yeah.
and the guys that are some of my best friends today, just like you, started with, and fourth grade as little ball players, and I call them today, and I was talking to one of them just the other day, and we started just like that. And so these guys and gals that you're the cheerleaders and the football players that you're coaching up and you're spending time with, those bonds that they're forming are lifelong friendships. And you never really know which ones are going to end up panning out that way, but they're there.
Yep.
You got guys like Levi who came back to this community who we lost not too long ago, who's an amazing human being, right? But you see a guy like that who came from this community and came back to pour back in, right?
Yeah.
And the guys who were his guys, they loved the heck out of that guy. And that was really that football community culture that they created. So anyways, I get all jazzed up about it, man, because when I'm out there, I see more than just the ball running around.
Oh,
I see little people being developed.
It's a true family. I mean, you have, in some cases, you and I were at Bethel. We had, 85 to 100 players out there.
Yep.
You come from all walks of different life. You have people from Florida, from Texas, from California, from Arizona, from a farm up in northern Kansas, all together under one roof to a common goal, which is the ultimate thing for football. Like I just said, it's a common goal is to score, stop the other team from scoring, and to win.
Yeah.
And when you have everybody coming together from different backgrounds, from different walks of life, from different family situations, and they all come together, and that's my brother. I'm playing not only for me, not only for this school, not only for this town, I'm playing for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a huge part that, people I still don't think truly fully understand when it comes to football, because they see just a bunch of people running around and hitting as hard as they can and all of that stuff. It's the things that happen behind the scenes, and it's the things that happen in the locker room that are just irreplaceable for, make lifelong friends and be able to be together. And that's just what we're trying to start at a young age here, is to create that connection, create that pride, create that family bond, to where you're in school, you're walking the halls of Santa Fe, you're a fifth grader, sixth grader, you're walking the halls of Santa Fe. Yeah. You may not have class with your with your teammates, but you see each other in the hall, you pass through, you're both wearing your Newton football jersey, give each other a fist bump and say, hey, let's keep going. And I think that's just what we're trying to start and continue on. And I just think that's huge. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah. Connection's deep, isn't it?
It is.
When you go to the games, how does that feel for you? Let's go Friday night football.
Friday night here in Newton?
Yeah.
Oh. This last year has been different. I mean, this last year was different with Coach Slade coming in. I mean, it's different. I mean, this is actually my first year I went to all the games. And so, it was just fun to just get to see it. And then, I don't know much about Newton, because me being from Peabody, it's kind of hard for me to just go down and what the hell's that? And, I mean, when the cannon goes off, it's like, holy cow. Like, I wasn't ready for that the first time. So, I mean, it's live. And just to see what Coach Slade has done for the high school last year, and then this year, he spent 4 weeks with all of us coaches and our assistant coaches, and just actually went through his philosophy, and just he's trying to pour back into us. It's like, because in 5 years, I coach a fourth grade team. In 5 years, my kids are going to be playing, high school ball. Yeah. So it's really good to now know that we have a good conduit straight to how he's doing it, and we can bring it down to our youth level. I see other towns, we got the Derbies and the Mays that have been doing it for a long time, and so it's awesome to see that we've turned the corner. Yeah, and now we're directed where we should be.
Well, thank you for being one of the ones to lead the way as well. And so I appreciate you guys. Usually at the end, what we do is we give you guys an opportunity to speak out to the community, speak to your team, speak to your families. Do you want to go first, or do you want to go first?
Go for it. I'll hit. All right. The biggest thing that we're trying to do is we're just trying to get kids to play. And, you have some kids, which is great, who are really good at baseball, really good at basketball, really good at soccer. Why not football? Why not? And, we understand that there is a level of physicalness that it's hard to prepare for. I have been involved with the football club for 3 years. We have had one head-related injury in the 3 years that I've been from all of our teams. And it's because a kid tried to think he was an athlete, jumped over somebody, legs got cut out from under him, and he landed kind of weird and hit his head a little funny, and ended up being all right. And but I think the biggest thing for us is the football aspect for youth can be scary for parents. We are all of our coaches, we have to be USA football certified. What that means, we learn about heat exhaustion, heat stroke, concussions, cardiac arrest, tackling, the way to tackle properly, techniques, blocking. All of that stuff is stuff that we have to learn before we even step on the football field and coach. You could be an outstanding leader and go through and learn something by doing the certifications that we have to do, by not even playing the game, but just learning by that is just such a huge thing for us. And so our biggest thing is just getting kids involved, which kids are getting involved in record numbers, and with baseball and basketball is just getting started up. Joel's doing a great job with basketball. Soccer, Bradley's doing a fantastic job with the soccer program.
Yep.
Why not football too? Let's make multi-sport athlete kids. So many of our kids play basketball, play baseball, play even soccer.
Yes.
That's just a huge thing for us, is just giving the kids the opportunity to play. And I think that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And that's why we try to keep the prices low. That's why we try to be involved in the community. That's why we're doing the Harvey County Free Fair that's coming up here. We're doing the parade. The cheerleaders are doing the parade. That's why we're getting involved with doing a junior football night that Coach Slade and I kind of got going, and with Brian Becker there at the athletic department as well. We did it last year where our kids were down on the field and got to be down there during pregame, took part in the tunnel as they ran out. Just fantastic thing. Because if you look at programs in the Wichita area, yes, they may have talent, but they have a culture. And we have to start that culture young. Mm-hmm. We have to start by doing things the right way when they are 9 years old. As weird as it may think that, they still have 8 years, 7 years before they touch the field and high school level. It's creating that culture so that when they get there, we are a successful program. We're a successful school. We're a successful people running our high school programs. That's good. Nothing beats, I've been in Newton basically all of my life. One of the coolest memories I ever had was probably 2005. We hosted, I think we won our first playoff game, and we got to host the next round playoff game. There was tickets that went on sale because the stadium didn't have the capacity for the demand of people that were wanting to come. I was lucky enough to get a ticket. Thankfully, my mom worked in the school district, so we had a little bit of an in. Nice. But the amount of energy that was just surrounding that was incredible. And we need to bring that back. For far too long, it's been, we're going to show up. We're just going to kind of clap. We're just kind of, good luck, guys. We need to be successful. And we are starting that at a youth level. Granted, the biggest thing for us is letting kids have fun. But, man, we need to be successful, too. We have to win, because if we win, kids are going to come back and keep coming back, and then recruit their friends and do some more of that. That's our ultimate goal, is that what we're trying to accomplish here is giving the kids the opportunity to play, being successful while we do it, and creating a culture for Newton, man, because it's a great place to be. I came back. I could be so many different places. You could be different places. Dwane could be different places. We're here for a reason,
right? Because
we care about the community. We know what it can be. And I get worked up, kind of like you do, man. I can get going on this for a while. Yeah. I care about this community, and I care about the people in it. I care about the kids in it. I'm not doing this just because, I get to be the president of the football club and cheer and all of that. I do it because I care about the kids. It's our kids walk around the town with pride, and if we keep winning, there's going to be even more pride.
That's right.
And that's what I'm going for. That's my ultimate goal here. That's the reason why I got involved with this. That's the reason why I'm still involved with it. It's because I'm trying to build that. Absolutely.
You're doing it, man.
I think
you're doing it.
No, I'm with you. It's kind of crazy how I even got into this club, because my son said, I'm going to play football. I'm going to play football, Dad. And then I was like, well, I'll be your coach. There has to be assistant coach or someone that just to help out, right? And it's kind of crazy. After day 3, Cam's like, hey, I'm done. I'm not playing football no more. And so as a dad, I had to teach him like, hey, what we start, we have to finish. So I've ended up coaching, ended up getting the head coach. I didn't even want the head coach job, but it ended up just getting into my lap, and it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me because one, it taught me patience, and I don't have a lot of patience with kids, even my own. But now I have like 12, 14 other ones that are running around. I really don't have patience for, but they're all amazing. And at the end of the day, it's more than just X and O's.
Mm.
It's all about the kid. And I know I'm not going to be able to reach every kid, and some kids don't need to be reached, but there are a couple kids that honestly just need someone to look up to and just give them, and even if it's just a big hug in the Walmart or Dillon's, those kids. I mean, I don't know it now, but later in life, they're going to be like, man, that's Coach Dwane. He taught me so much, and he just gave that, and there were so many coaches that did that to me at a young age.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm doing it. And another reason why I'm doing it is because I did have a lot of concussions when I'm younger. So if I can actually make an impact where a kid cannot have a concussion, by teaching them the correct way of tackling and just making sure we can do as coaches the best that we can do, that's kind of my big hit and why I'm doing it now, is just to make sure the kids are healthy, safe, and having fun at the end of the day. So
That's huge. Well, we're creating a culture of winning, and we're doing it, and you guys are doing it, and I want to cheer you on, and just wanted to say thank you for the hours of volunteering and all the different things you're doing, and we all love this community deeply, and it hurts sometimes to see people disrespect this amazing place we have, if you're not willing to get your feet on the street and go do something about it. Because it's easy to throw stuff from the sidelines when you're not involved and you're not putting yourself out there and you're not risking things. But the cool thing is our kiddos get to see us do that, and they get to learn, and they get to be proud of the place they're from, knowing that this is a special place. Came here in 1998, 99 from San Antonio, Texas. And the way I heard people speaking on this town when I first got here that were just embarrassed or didn't like it or had nothing but bad to say, really hadn't gone anywhere yet. It was like, why would you come here from San Antonio? Well, you know what? I'm here still today, and I love this place, and it's done so much for me, and it's brought me up in my adult life, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And so my job is, if it's going to be, it's up to me, right?
Yeah.
We got to pour into this community. We got to make it what we want it to be, and together as a collective, we can do a lot of great things and change a lot of lives together for the greater good of the whole. And our community deserves it. We know sure as hell our kids deserve it.
Yeah.
And so it's up to us to put those pieces together. And then the legacy is that they keep it going.
Yeah.
that's right.
And we're going to make it easier for that group to want to come home, to have those experiences when they come home. And if they choose to go out and do the thing, we want them to come home, that come home moment for the holidays to be special.
Yeah.
We want them to remember that we did put it on the line for them. Yeah. And they're going to have great skills and great things poured into them that they'll be able to take and pour out into the communities that they go to, and hopefully a lot of them will want to be here. So thank you guys for what you do, and your whole team. I'm looking forward to talking to the cheerleaders as well. We can't leave them out because they bring so much to that community.
They bring so much energy and the passion, and they put in hard work too. I mean, they are hours and hours, and they're learning cheer routines. They're doing dance routines at halftime of our game, and then when we have our year-end tournament, the Rail Yard Rumble, they are there every time a Newton team plays, and it's the entire group. It's not just each individual little team. It is their entire group doing a huge cheer together. They're out there the same amount of time that our football players are during the game. They are cheering loud. They have supportive parents, more than we could ever ask for. And they're just such a huge part to what we do. I mean, there's a lot of clubs that are in this area that do not have cheerleaders.
Right.
And we go to other games or we go to other places, and it's just kind of, oh yeah, good job, Johnny. But on our side, it's, come on, Railers, you can do it, and so it makes it fun. Like you hear that, and it's like for us, I don't know, but it's like we're back on the sideline playing again. We hear that, and going to a game on a Friday night, it is hard for me to be in the stands. I cannot stand it. But man, being down on the sideline, I don't care if it's for eight-year-olds who are playing their first game and they can barely take a snap or do anything. I am on the field. My feet are touching the grass or the turf, and I'm hearing cheerleaders behind me. I'm hearing people cheering in the stands. It's like I'm back there again, and I'm not trying to be like all sentimental and everything there, but it's like, it makes
you get it right.
It makes the competitive juices flowing again.
Yeah,
and that's ultimately, and then hopefully we pass that down on to our kids and makes it fun. we're excited, Andy. We appreciate this again, man. We have coaches with a lot of experience that are just excited to teach the kids games.
Right.
You know, we have our sixth grade coach has been in the program with us for a long time throughout when it was the Warriors and they were red and gold to now. And our fifth grade coach he's actually helping Coach Slade with the high school this year. And he's coached some sort of level of football for 30 years.
Every level.
Yeah, every level.
Every level.
College, semi-pro, high school, youth, everything.
And he's pouring in.
He's pouring in.
giving.
He gives everything. He has no kids in this community. He has nothing. He is here and lives out north of town and just said, I want to be a part of this. And we've been fortunate to have him. Dwane, yeah. Dwane, we were thankful to have fall into our lap. You know, he was, like you said, he's just planning on being an assistant coach and ended up being to where he was a head coach after about a week or so of practice. And he said, yeah, I'm going to do it. This is what I enjoy doing. And we have another, our third grade coach that's coming up was here in the community as well, lifelong Newton resident with Ray Johnson, and we're excited to have him along too. And our cheer with Ashley Kreider kind of leading the charge on that, and Nicole Hein, who's doing a lot too, and Melinda Newell is doing things. Larissa Harder, she's helping out as well. We have everybody.
So many people that are just giving into it. I mean, like coaches and coaches and coaches and coaches. We're not even saying their names. I mean, it's crazy
That's
how many people are. Yeah, it's awesome, and yeah, it's good.
I mean, we have a total of, I think, about 18 to 20 football coaches and about 5 or 6 cheerleader coaches that help out as well. And that's just the coaches. The parents put in a lot too, and being able to cheer on, Johnny as he runs down for a touchdown is one of the joys that they could have in life. I mean, my kid's a big kid. He's an offensive lineman, defensive lineman. He's not going to be scoring much, but I'm going to see him making a big block, and I'm going to be down there on the sideline, and he's going to be the first person, or I'm going to be the first person that he sees. Oh, yeah. And that's just huge. I mean, that's huge.
And those guys don't score without that block being made.
Correct.
And everybody knows that.
Yes.
And unfortunately, those are usually the most humble, best leaders on the team
100%.
Because they get their position and they're okay with it and they play it well. Yep. I love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
As a ex-quarterback, those are my dudes, man. Yep. They took care of me. So
absolutely.
Yep. Well, thanks, dude. I really appreciate you guys. I want to sign up.
Yeah, I know, right? We just won't check any birth certificates. We'll be good. We'll just let it slide. I know. We're ready for you.
Right, ready.
We're ready.
Oh man. Oh, you take my knees out. I probably wouldn't make it 5 yards.
Those kids are ruthless. Man, I tell you, they don't care. They'll go for you. That's for sure.
Well, and then volunteer stuff, all that we'll find on your website.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So we host games, like I said, and part of one of the goals that we give for our parents is we have them help out at our games, but we're still short in some cases. And so anybody in the community that wants to come out and help, we ask for people up in the press box to help us announce kids' names when they make a tackle or they make a big play or whatever there. Anybody that wants to be involved, sign up, give us a shout via the email and and our Facebook page.
Okay.
Just let us know and we're all for it, man. We want to be involved, and we have a championship winning high school coach here.
That's right.
We have to strike while the iron's hot.
That's right.
And we have to do it. And why not now? Why not 5 years ago? But you know what? That was 5 years ago. So let's do it now. Let's go. The time is now.
That's it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Well, that's cool. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of crap. I remember texting back and forth about you possibly being a coach, and look at you now.
Yeah. God knew what he's doing.
Absolutely.
God
always, man. Sure. Always. Well, thank you for doing it.
Yeah,
and
man,
I'm excited to see you at this capacity and leading the way, and thank you for all the stuff that you're doing. And I know sometimes it's a lot of hats to wear. I remember going to a barbecue feed thing you had the other day, and I saw you running and doing your thing. And you're taking chances and you're taking risks and you're figuring out what works and you're readjusting and going. And that's what you do, right? Yeah. We got to keep doing that and not worry about the naysayers, but look at all the people showing up that are getting blessed by it.
So, correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, go Railers, man. I look forward to coming to your games on Saturdays and cheering you guys on, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. We appreciate it. Thanks, Andy.
Man.
Appreciate it.
You appreciate it, brother.
You too, man. Always.